Hello and welcome to another podcast of a Six Cylinders podcast. Today we are with Rasmus, Henrik, and Andy, and we're gonna talk about the Japanese Grand Prix. We're gonna go in the order of the race. So I guess we could talk about the start first. Vettel's issues at the start. The most obvious thing to mention.
Title over.
Yeah. Ferrari needs to get their shit together, like honestly. Like a cylinder plug, like honestly. That's an amateur.
Spark plug.
Yeah, spark plug. I don't know what they're called in English, so well it's an amateur move by Ferrari. That's like something you do in karting, so I don't know how they managed it, but yeah.
It's like
the Mercedes.
Yeah.
The Mercedes reliability is pretty good. They haven't had any problems.
It's like all the bad luck is happening at Ferrari at the last three races. When Verstappen and Vettel made the contact, it's like Verstappen passed him the bad luck to Vettel.
Yeah, basically.
It is disappointing because we all expected a title fight until the last race, and now Lewis can win the next race at Austin if things go his way, which is probably possible considering the look of the Ferrari in the last few races.
Yeah, like if the Ferrari reliability is like good from now, I think Vettel still can do it, because I think like Hamilton will DNF like sometime, but I don't know, like it's gonna be hard for him, but I think it's possible. Still.
Yeah, I still think it is possible, but it's gonna be a really hard thing to do now, considering the points gap.
Yeah.
The championship is possible until it's mathematically impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vettel needs a lot of luck if he's going to win.
That is true, yes.
Which he haven't had, so.
Well, he can't have bad luck all the time. I mean, things are gonna change at some point.
He had a quite a good race in Monaco.
Yeah.
When Hamilton finished second.
Like Ferrari needs Monaco type of races until the end of the year.
Yeah.
They need flawless weekend, no problems at all, and Mercedes struggling and Hamilton finishing down, which is probably the chances of that happening in all of the remaining four races are pretty slim, to be honest.
Yeah, but if you think about it, like Ferrari has been quick here. It was quick in Japan. They were quick in Malaysia, and what else? Track was it? No, okay, it was only Malaysia.
Belgium also.
Yeah, but
because it was
we didn't expect them to be that fast. So like, I don't think we should underestimate Ferrari yet. Like, they can still be fast at the like Kota and Interlagos and up.
Yeah, Brazil.
And also maybe at Mexico, if excluding the long straight, Ferrari might be good there, you know.
Yeah.
Of course, India as well, as they've got a Mercedes-powered engine.
Yeah, well, Williams as well too.
Yeah, but we all know Williams chassis is not so good.
Not existent.
Yeah.
They haven't thought about downforce. They haven't like experimented with it, as it seems.
Ever since the start of the hybrid era, it's like that.
Yeah.
So, what was the next thing that happened in the race? I can't exactly remember because I was pretty pissed after Vettel retired. So, if anyone remembers what happened after.
Well, yeah.
Palmer's last race.
Oh yeah, Joey and Palmer's last race in F1. That came as a shock to me. I was pretty surprised to see the post at Instagram that he posted.
He said he has 7 races in the contract. I don't know which race it was.
Singapore.
But he said that he has 7 races and he isn't gonna take the money if they want to sell the contract.
Yeah.
He told Sky Sports that he had a talk with Sir Rabbit Bull, and he told him that he wants Carlos in the car this year to basically get, to get to know the team better for next year. And because there was a 2-week gap until the next race, that was the perfect moment to do that.
Yeah.
I feel like Palmer should have stayed till the end of the season because it's kind of unfair how Renault have been treating him.
Yeah, it is true. It is true. Palmer may not be the best driver, but he's a nice guy. So in my opinion, he didn't deserve
This is about drivers, not about nice guys.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
But Palmer hasn't been performing up to standard like Hulkenberg this season,
Yeah,
which
but
is understandable.
He's had a lot of bad luck too.
Gone, but
The question is, will Sainz perform as good as Hulkenberg?
probably.
I'm not gonna expect a magic from him in the last races of the season because he doesn't know the car, he doesn't know the team. But maybe for next season, I think he'll be on level with Hulkenberg, and they're both gonna do pretty well in the Renault. Which another interesting thing, this FIA guy who basically knows all the secrets of the teams is gonna join Renault from next year. So
him.
if Renault have OP car next season, we might know why.
Well, I feel like over the past few years, since they changed from Lotus to Renault, I feel like they're possibly going to win the championship within the next few years.
Yeah.
About
A championship,
2020?
a championship maybe
No,
not,
a bit
but
earlier.
a battle for the championship. They will
2019.
they will be
earlier.
there. Like there was a 3-year plan to get a podium, which is next year is the 3rd year of this plan. So and they got overtaken by Haas this weekend, which doesn't show that they're on best form right now. But of course, only Hulkenberg getting the points isn't helping them.
No.
They just need Adrian Newey, and then they're fine.
Yeah. That's true. And Carlos Sainz, last race for Toro Rosso.
Didn't end really well, did it?
That was unlucky for him.
Yeah.
It was really strange because he just lost the car and went into the wall. It wasn't like a contact. It was just lost the car.
Yeah. It was kind of weird. It was like, he was like sliding and then he just lost it. Like almost as he had like no downforce. As if he had like planks as wings.
Yeah. So, what's the next thing that happened in the race? I'm sorry, I can't remember.
Yeah, same. I was so pissed off because of the Vettel retired.
The race, not only that, the race wasn't that much exciting itself. So there weren't really that much moments.
When Max was chasing Hamilton, that was the exciting part. I remember.
But that was the last flaps only.
Yeah.
Magnussen being over aggressive again.
No, I think
he
it was
needs to calm
That's
down.
what F1 needs. That was pretty fucking amazing by him.
Well, I kind of agree with you in a way, but if you're over aggressive, that could lead to being Maldonado. So
Yeah, but he spices up the races, so we might need some Maldonado right now.
He's got the balls.
well, Massa's one of those drivers that hasn't really been aggressive in all of his career. He's not that kind of guy like Verstappen or Magnussen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
What more happened in the race that we can talk about? Well, Hamilton obviously won, if you haven't seen it.
Huh.
But
Podium interviews.
It wasn't.
Ricardo was couldn't match Max's pace like he was.
It was weird that because usually it's Max who does better qualifying, and then Daniel is a bit ahead in the race, and this time it was the opposite thing. This time it was the opposite thing. Yeah. Apparently Max run more downforce than Daniel, and that's maybe the reason.
okay.
But he got ahead at the start of the race and he just kept it there.
Also, during the podium, that Takuma Sato was doing the interviews, and Hamilton was wondering what ring he was wearing. Like,
Yeah.
do any of you remember that?
Yeah, he got the ring and put it on his finger.
That was the highlight.
No, the highlight of the podium was Ricardo
And
getting
Ricardo
Hamilton's
was
phone.
taking Hamilton's
Yeah,
phone, taking
yeah.
pictures on Instagram.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I was so pissed after the race. I didn't even see the podium ceremony. So
Yeah, I was the same, but when I checked my phone, I just
yeah.
laughed so hard seeing Ricardo's pictures.
I was
Yeah.
half watching it because I saw Hamilton thanking the fans for the 60 billionth time in a row, and my car, and then I just didn't watch
Did
much
you
of it
guys-
after.
Did you guys
did.
watch the driver's briefing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Half
yeah,
of
that
it.
was really,
Yeah.
really interesting how
Well,
Hamilton
Grosjean-
tried to bring Vettel
Grosjean-
into trouble, and Grosjean defended him by trying to bring Hamilton into trouble about the seatbelts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Grosjean said that Hamilton was undoing his belt.
I must say here, but Liberty Media, they're just the best thing that's happened for a long while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still a long way, there's still a lot of things that need to be done, but the path they're taking is right, in my opinion.
Yeah, next season should be even better.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Like, you can see, for example, Formula E streams the races live on YouTube. F1 is nowhere near that, but maybe, you know, the reason that a lot of people pay a lot of money to go to the races, so like Formula E, that's maybe a reason why they don't do it. But it would be good if they do it in the future.
Yeah.
Because streams aren't good.
Yeah.
But for now, it is really good. Liberty Media are really doing good things
Something
for
we
the sport.
can talk about the race is what is Sauber's like strategy with Worldline? Like,
What did Ericsson? How did he crash? I don't get it.
Because it's Ericsson.
yeah, it's Ericsson.
Go straight in.
He needs
He's white.
he needs to go he needs to go. We need Leclerc and Giovinazzi in that Sauber next year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, let's talk about Leclerc winning
Oh yeah,
the
Leclerc.
championship.
Charles Leclerc won the Formula Leclerc Championship.
Yeah, and that's not surprising at all.
Yeah.
It was very
we
close. I
don't
feel
expect
like it could have gone down to the final race.
Yeah,
No.
but that
No.
wasn't gonna happen, was it?
That was
No.
never gonna happen. It was just such a dominant season from him, and even a few reliability issues didn't stop him from winning the title.
I'm gonna check the gap between first to second.
It's
Yeah.
big, really big.
You know, one thing we can talk about in the race, I was pretty impressed with Gasly's performance. He didn't get points, but when Sainz retired, if you look at the interval like timings, you can see that if Sainz would have pit, they would have been like together with each other. So I think Gasly did a pretty good race, coming like 13th for being his second race in Formula One. And that Toro Rosso wasn't that good at Japan as well. So I think Gasly actually did a good job at his second race.
Yeah, and that brings us to another question, which is about the next race at the US Grand Prix. Who is going to drive that Toro Rosso at the US Grand Prix? Obviously, Daniel Kvyat is coming back to replace Carlos Sainz, who is going to Renault. But there are rumors that Honda wants Gasly to compete in the final round of the Super Formula Championship in Japan. So there are rumors that it might be. There were rumors about Wehrlein. There were rumors about Giovinazzi. Leclerc even was brung. Kubica even was talked about. I don't know. A lot of driver. Even Sebastian Buemi.
Oh god.
Who do you think will drive the Toro Rosso next race? Because it's a really interesting question, in my opinion.
I think it's gonna be Gasly because he said his priority is driving in F1 right now. So
Yeah, but I read an interview with Helmut Marko today, and he said that Honda are very keen on that Gasly competing for them in the Super Formula final and winning the title for them.
I still
So,
think it would be
I'm not
Gasly
sure.
though.
yeah,
I
Gasly don't
wanted
give a shit about all.
I wanted to be Gasly,
I
but
think Gasly as well.
If it
and
isn't Gasly,
if it isn't Gasly, who would replace him?
I'm gonna go just for a random guess of Giovinazzi. Because it would be a good experience for him if he's going to be in the Sauber next year.
If it is Giovinazzi, that will be the fourth F1 car he's driven this season, which is pretty much that.
Yeah. I think it's either gonna be him, and I wouldn't be surprised if Bueno was in the car as well.
I think Paul Di Resta was also mentioned about that seat.
Stay to commentating, mate. Well,
But yeah, a lot of drivers were mentioned. In my opinion, it would still be Gasly. I want it to be Gasly. So yeah, that's good. Another thing from the race. Do you guys remember anything else we can talk about?
let me remember.
Raikkonen? I don't know.
What?
Basically,
He was
awful play.
his performance was
Raikkonen,
pretty average. In
yeah, he was decent, I guess.
I'm not even gonna say decent.
I mean, he crashed in FP3, and it is understandable that he didn't have the confidence, but still P6 in qualifying, way off in the race.
Well, he like after a few laps, he was like 34 seconds behind, and if you look at where he came, like in the race behind Hamilton, it was 34 seconds. So I think he did actually like a decent job, but he wasn't like too quick to catch up with the podium runners or whatever.
Yeah,
So-
overall that
Oh, I've
completed
got one.
the pretty unlucky weekend from Ferrari.
Yeah, as usual.
I've got a topic. Alonso at the end of the race. About how he was blocking off.
I honestly cannot remember this, so if you
Oh, yeah.
please remind me what happened.
He like Hamilton was getting like caught up with the Massa
yes,
and
yes.
Alonso, and then
Alonso,
Alonso blocked the
second race in a row he blocks a car and ruins a great battle, a possible great battle.
Yeah,
He's an Ferrari fan.
Yeah.
No, I
Like-
think he's a Hamilton fan. He's helping him out.
Yeah.
Nah.
But yeah, Hamilton was really struggling in the last few laps, and on the cool down lap he even said that he had massive vibrations, and it wasn't because of the tires, it was because of PU, power unit. So
Yeah,
potential problem for Hamilton, and he's on the limit on used components.
yeah.
Maybe, just maybe they find an issue, and maybe he has a good penalty for Austin. It is a possibility.
Hopefully the thing goes skrrrah. Hopefully.
For the sake of the championship, I'm not talking about as a Vettel fan here.
No.
I'm
Of course you're not.
this side of me is in the graveyard for this podcast. I'm gonna bring it back up after that. But for the sake of the championship, for the sake of the battle, and this season, we need Lewis to DNF.
Yeah.
All have
To make
problems.
it better.
Just to make
I-
it interesting
I-
until the last race.
For me, either one who wins this season is like deserved because they have both been great drivers this season. It's been back and forth, but both of them have been really good. Like if you compare to their teammates, for example.
Yeah.
Like
But
Bottas was.
they are teammates though, are clear number twos, so they are
Yeah.
favored by their team.
But if you think of Bottas, like before, he was rated like quite highly amongst other drivers, and now he's like falling off.
Yeah, but whoever it was for first season in a Mercedes against Lewis Hamilton, it was clear that he almost didn't stand the chance.
Yeah.
It was clear from the beginning that Bottas would be a number 2 driver, even though they did not admit it until Singapore. I think it
Yeah.
was clear.
Yeah, that's true. Bring Nico Rosberg back. We need him.
Nico Rosberg being with Sky F1 for this weekend, that was a really good thing in my opinion.
I
I
didn't
really,
watch it.
really liked seeing Nico. He looked so relaxed after retiring. He's just
He's vlogging now. That's hilarious.
yeah.
Have you watched his vlog?
F1 world champion retires to
I
become
watched the
daily
vlog.
vlogger.
If he's the
His
new
vlog
Jake
is really
Paul,
Have you seen his vlogs? They're actually quite good.
Yeah.
why would I?
They are.
Because Nico Rosberg is a good guy.
He's a good guy, but I don't like him.
Okay.
I like them.
I prefer him to Hamilton, though. Not really. I'm a Hamilton fanboy.
Sure.
Off topic.
Yeah, we got pretty professional here.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys can remember from that race?
Kvyat
No.
finishing the race. Oh wait,
Oh, Max Verstappen didn't win this race when he was gone. So
Palmer didn't get driver of the day.
Oh yeah, that was
that was
Banter.
disappointing.
that was banter. Well, I think that's maybe all for the race. Some off-track topics we have to discuss. Are there any?
Prediction?
Predictions?
I can't think of anything else except from maybe the test Williams are going to do between Di Resta and Kubica for next year's seat.
Yeah.
They're gonna drive 2014 cars, and they're gonna evaluate which one should they sign. So that I guess that leaves Massa out the question. Then he retires again, unless he wants to come back once again. Then
Yeah. Well, predictions. That's what we're doing, right?
okay, predictions for Austin. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna go first this time because I let you guys go first previous times.
Okay.
So, for quali, I'm gonna go Hamilton, Vettel, Verstappen, and for the race, I'm gonna go for Hamilton again, Vettel, and Bottas.
You don't have much hope in Vettel, do you?
I do. I'm saying this because every time when I say Vettel's gonna win in the last few races since we started the podcast, you know what happened. So this time I'm gonna say that Hamilton will win, and
Well, that
hopefully for the sake of the championship he doesn't.
If you say Hamilton wins, he'll probably win.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when
It's
I say
gonna-
when I say Vettel will win, then Hamilton wins. So that's my logic
Yeah,
here.
It works both ways.
Doesn't matter now. Who wants to go next?
Okay, I can go next.
I'll go next.
I think Vettel, Verstappen, Hamilton. In the race, Vettel, Hamilton, Verstappen, Ricardo, Bottas.
Did you say Raikkonen?
No.
Oh. Suspense.
So it's Henrik now.
Well, for qualifying, I don't know to be honest, but I feel like Vettel, Hamilton, Ricardo, and for race, Hamilton, Vettel, Raikkonen, Ricardo, Verstappen.
All right, interesting. Andy,
Interesting.
Andy, are you here?
For the qualifying, I will go with Vettel, Verstappen, Hamilton, race, Vettel, Hamilton, Verstappen, Raikkonen, Bottas.
You guys are really underestimating the Mercedes quali mode. On that
Yes.
long
Did
back
you-
straight, it is gonna hurt so much the Ferraris.
Yes, but if you think about it, you know the SS after the first corner.
Yes, I
Yeah,
do
yeah.
know them, and they're similar to the ones at Suzuka when Mercedes was faster than Ferrari.
Yes, but Suzuka had a straight as well. But if you think about this, Ferrari is quicker, like turning left to right. if
Ferrari
so
will
to
be
say.
quicker in sector 3, the
Wow.
last sector, because it's got those 90-degree corners, which are better for the shorter wheelbase Ferrari. But especially in the first sector, in the long back straight, it will be a Mercedes thing, in my opinion, at least.
I think Ferrari will be quicker in the first and third. I'm a bit optimistic, but
I am optimistic if you look at my Twitter bio, but I just don't think that they've got the speed for this particular track. Hopefully they do something on strategy or just have a good start, but especially for qualifying, I just don't see Vettel getting pole.
yeah.
So I guess, do we have any other things to talk about?
Not what I know.
So I guess that's it then for this podcast. If you enjoyed it, then hit the like button. Comment down below your predictions for the race and qualifying. Share the video if not too much trouble for you. Follow us all on Twitter. Subscribe to whoever has YouTube channel. All descriptions will be down below. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.